Rates are still going down, and they suck. Fuel is still going up. All that and more on this episode of
The Clutch Trucker Channel.
Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, driving on I-25 south here. It is the 16th Thursday of June. I can't say they couldn't find a load earlier today. They couldn't find a load that paid decently. All the loads were paying for crap. Weren't even paying enough for the fuel and move the truck. It's not just the fuel, you know, I've got insurance, I've got maintenance every month. You know, my last video, that was $1,700 I just spent. Average around $2,000 a month on maintenance alone. So they were paying roughly $1.60 a mile. That doesn't even cover the fuel for a load that they were looking at earlier. So they finally found one late this afternoon. Picks up tomorrow morning in Commerce City at 10 a.m. It's at General Electric Appliances going up to Bozeman, Montana. And the reason I'm leaving tonight instead of tomorrow morning is the fuel's going to be shooting up again tonight after midnight. So I'm going to go down here to the Petro in Johnstown, Colorado, and top off my tanks because it's cheaper down here than it is in Wyoming right now anyway. And it's going to go up after midnight. Then tomorrow it'll be about what it is in Cheyenne right now. So on my way back out, I'll fill up again, and that should make me all the way up to Bozeman. Because after that, further north you go, like around Sheridan, Wyoming, it's already about $5.75 right now. It's going to be almost $6. And this is my prices too. That's the ridiculous part. The sign price is even much higher. And then once you get up into Montana, it's well over $6, and it'll be much more over $6 after that. So I'm trying to get up here so I can top off tonight, and then top off again tomorrow before I go all the way up there. Now, who knows where I'm going after that? I'll probably have to pay ridiculously high fuel prices for whatever happens on Monday. Now, of course, this doesn't deliver till Monday. So I have all weekend to get there. So the good news is that I've been needing to get my APU, my auxiliary power unit, for those of you who don't know. So we run when we're parked, so we can still run heat and air conditioning, charges the batteries, circulates the coolant for the engine as well, and then I can run all my appliances and stuff. So, but my APU unit needs to be serviced. I'm way overdue on service for it, but haven't been able to find an open carrier. You know, ever since the whole pandemic and all that, hours on carrier places have gone down. They're only during the week. There's none of them open weekends anymore. There was this one I used to go to in Columbia, Missouri that was open weekends. It's no longer. So after I get loaded tomorrow morning, and tomorrow afternoon I'm going to head over to the carrier in Commerce City and hopefully get that all serviced. I need new belts on it and everything, and that should take care of that for a while. So that everything truck-wise and all that will be done, at least for a while. You know, there's always something to deal with on these trucks. But I'll be completely up to snuff there for a little while. What do you think? Alright, just getting here to the Petro in Johnstown.
Turn right. Turn left.
I can see the sign price right now says $5.69. My price with my fuel card is $5.24, I think. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and fill up now. And then it'll go up until I think around 5:40.
Arriving at Petro Johnson's Corner on the right.
Something like that tomorrow.
Colorado 60 is closed. Switching to a new route.
But I want to fill up again gets so much higher after that.
Turn left on East County Road 16.
Carmen,
Then
we're
take the
here.
first right.
You need to hush. Jeez. Alright. Okay, all parked here at the Petro. I got my reserved spot. I had an ultra credit, so I didn't have to pay for it or use my points, so that's nice. And coming down here did save $12. I was only able to put on like 42 gallons, but if I had waited till tomorrow and come down here and filled up, it would have been $12 more. Now, that's just ridiculous. That shows how ridiculous these fuel prices are right now, how they keep skyrocketing, where one day to the next day, where only 42 gallons makes a $12 difference. Hello! I wasn't a fan of Trump. I'm not a fan of all politicians, so let me just throw that out there, okay? So Trump lovers, don't give me all this hate comments. I don't like all politicians. I didn't really like Trump, and I certainly really don't like Biden either. He should be doing something about these skyrocketing fuel prices, especially when the oil companies are recording record profits right now, because they're price gouging us. And of course, they'll just say, oh, well, but, during the pandemic, people weren't driving as much, so we weren't making as much money. Yeah, so was everybody else. Everybody else was not making as much money. A lot of people lost their jobs. Doesn't mean you should gouge us now, you assholes. Makes me violent. All right, it's a whole other issue. But, yes, our current president should be doing something about these skyrocketing fuel prices. So I topped off what I could. I had filled up on my way home before the New York trip, not knowing how expensive it was going to be after I got back. So I'm like, I might as well fill up on my way home. So I had stopped here at the Johnstown Petro on my way up, filled up on the way home. So that's why I was only able to get on 42 gallons. But anyway, did that. I'm going to go pick up tomorrow morning. Then I'm going to go to the carrier. I've been, like I said earlier, trying to get the APU serviced. We'll get that done tomorrow afternoon. Then I'll head back home. And I'll stop here again on my way back up because it's cheaper here than it is in Wyoming. And I'll top it off one more time. I'll probably only be able to put on, 10, 15 gallons maybe. But, let's get it a little cheaper because the further north you go towards Montana, holy crap, does it get expensive. Well, no Rusty with me because I'm going to go to the carrier tomorrow and I'm going to go back through the house. I'll pick him up then. It's just easier to not have to deal with the dog while I'm at the carrier because then they're going to bring it in the shop and I won't be able to, stay in the truck and he can't stay in the truck, so that's going to be just a lot easier to deal with. It's just so weird because I'm so used to having the dog in the truck all the time. Like when I pulled up to the pumps here, I pulled on the brakes and I leaned over and said, okay, Rusty, I'll be right back. And of course, there's no dog in here. I'm just too used to having the dog in the truck. It's kind of weird and not having to take him out and all that. But, yeah, I'll be back home tomorrow night, and then tomorrow night or Saturday morning, either one, I'm going to go ahead and try to tackle that skirt issue. The thing is, they had the original brackets that were holding the skirt up. They had just some folded ones at the top, and then angled ones, and they all broke, and so the skirts were just flapping around. Plus, when I hit a deer with the trailer, and it went right into my skirt, it killed all the rest of them. And I called up Trans-Tex, I think's the company. They're out of Canada. They make a lot of the skirt. Just give it a look, drivers, while you're driving along. See what name's on those skirts. Trans-Tex is on a lot of them. And I called them up and said, look, these brackets all broke. I bought this trailer, and they put on the skirts brand new, and they're from your company. And they said, oh, yes, well, we've now come up with a new bracket. And it's this blue bracket. And it's supposed to be better. It's just I had Sap Brothers put them on for me. And they only put the bottom bolts on and not the top bolts, and so it still flaps around. So that's something I've been meaning to get to for a long time, and I just haven't, but I've put like one on the top and the back just to hold it in place. So I'll get to that either Friday night or Saturday morning, because I've got all weekend to make this. It's only 690 miles from, well, about 700, a little over 700. Because, brokers always say, oh, it's less miles than it really is. Another way brokers always lie. Anyway, so a little over 700 miles. So, but I've got all weekend to do it, and I'm picking up Friday morning. So that's why I can get the carrier thing done. And then, Friday night or Saturday morning, I'll go ahead and tackle the skirts and get that all fixed finally. And then I'm going to do it it's a light load. It's only going to weigh about 4,000 to 6,000 pounds. It's appliances like I think probably like ovens or something like that. It's mainly all air, really, if you think about it. So they don't take up a lot. They're not a lot of weight. They take up a lot of room, but they're not a lot of weight. So since I have all weekend to do that, I mean, hell, I could do that in a day. But it's also light, and there's supposed to be some bad wind, and of course, Wyoming, we're known for bad wind. And I always say it's not because Wyoming's windier than other states, it's because we don't have any damn trees to stop the wind, like the rest of the country. So anyway, so that way if I run into issues, I can shut her down because of wind or whatever, and I'll have 2 days to get up there so I can deliver first thing Monday morning. All right, sorry no Rusty in this one, but like I say, he's at the house. He'll be with me on the next video, I'm sure. So we're parked at the Petro. We're gonna go pick up tomorrow, and hopefully that won't be too painful. See how it goes. So thanks for tuning in for this one. As always, please subscribe, please like and comment. I get to your comments usually within a couple of days because I'm a working truck driver. There's Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter. Don't forget to ring that bell for notifications so you know when the new videos come out. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch all alone, out. Oh, and there's one more thing he told me. He said someday some wild-eyed scientist or a kid may come and asking about that book. Funny. I never thought it would be you. For those of you curious how the Clutch Trucker whole toilet system works, so here's my countertop that folds up out of the way so nicely. There's the toilet down there. There's my little tray table. But, just open her up. And yes, it actually does flush. Look at this. Oh, I gotta turn the switch on, which is right here. There we go. See, look at that. An actual flushing toilet, baby. Yeah.